Since April. Now, investigation by Manase Azure and his team has uncovered that Strategic Mobilization (SML), Ghana's affiliate Evertex Logistics Limited, quietly secured a multi-million-dollar revenue assurance contract at Kotoka International Airport, despite having just one registered employee and zero track record in auditing. Now, documents point to suspicious contract timelines, allegedly backdating, and the involvement of top officials, including former Ghana Airport Company Limited board chairman Paul Adom. And according to the investigation, Evertex, which turned out to be linked directly to SML via shared ownership and executive staff, slipped into the airport company, raising serious legal and ethical concerns. Now, since April 2025, the contract has now been terminated, and the Office of the Special Prosecutor has formally charged several officials. The full story by Manase Azure Awene, Ajua Adobia Owusu, and Evans Aziamo Mensah is on myjoyonline.com. For now, let's put words to the figures in this investigative piece, and lead data analyst and research analyst as well here at Joy News, Isaac Kofiejay, joins me in studio. Isaac, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us what, this whole expose is about.
We will definitely put words to the figures, and we start with the timelines. We are taking you through the whole Evertex, Ghana Airport Company contract, and this is what we are going to do. We are starting from June 2024. This, according to the investigative report that is available on My Joy Online by the Fourth Estate team, says that the procurement process from the revenue assurance and audit contract began at the board level of Ghana Airport Company, as confirmed by former board chairman Paul Adom. So simply put, June, when the whole thing started, normally the procurement process or the need process will start from management before it goes to the board. But according to the report, the entire arrangement started from board before it came down to management. Right. Let's go to August 2024. If you can go back to August 2024, let's see what happened. This is where internal audit reports were actually completed. And per what we are learning from the report, GHCL completed an internal audit report in August, which pointed to possible under-declaration of cargo revenue, right? What happened was that the report recommended installation of proper accounting system, not necessarily, by outsourcing, but they had to go ahead and say that, well, we do not have what it takes, the time and the resource person to go ahead with it, so let's outsource it. The infraction here, according to the report, is that the Ghana Airport Company claimed this report necessitated the contract, but processes had actually already started in June, 2 months earlier. And this is where it gets interesting. August 16, 2024, then we have a DevNest Systems appears before the board, right? So the whole process started with a company called DevNest, which appeared before the board of the Ghana Airport Company. And they said DevNest System, not Evertex, appeared before the GACL board and made a presentation. The board approved a service fee of 16.5%. It means that whatever you're able to recover, you get 16.5% of that, and any excess revenue over the benchmark projection. And according to the report, minutes show that DevNest was introduced or instructed to submit a proposal and draft contracts. The board also directed management to seek Public Procurement Authority approval for single source procurement from DevNest. Then what happened between August and November was that there was a switch, right? This is what happened. Now, in a single source procurement request for from the PPA, Evertex, not DevNest, was listed as the contractor. Okay. Right? So you have DevNest that went to do the the presentation, the bidding, right? At the board level. Then what happened was that the contract is now awarded to Evertex, according to the report. Now, this is what happened. They say Ghana Airport Company Managing Director then, Yvonne Opare, later explained this switch using a letter from the CEO of DevNest recommending Evertex for the job. So you have Evertex or DevNest going to do the presentation.
And a totally new company
and
that
they are now recommending Evertex to Ghana Airport Company that, well, we do not have the expertise. And we think that, Evertex is in best place, I think best place to actually go ahead with this contract. Now, What the infraction here is that the company selected Evertex, never presented to the board, right? No proven capacity, and was recommended by a private party, which is Devness. And this, for the Fourth Estate, was a big red flag for them. Now, let's look at some of the irregularities that happened between 2nd and 12th, December 2020, December 2024. And this is the whole thing. Let's start from 2nd December. It says that PPA approved the contract and issued a letter in 2nd December. Then 3rd December, PPA letter received by the MD of Ghana Airport Company. So a day after PPA had done their due diligence and they had approved, Airport Company received the letter. Then 11th, the MD then forwarded the PPA letter to the procurement director with instructions to proceed. Then what happened on the 12th was that the procurement director then received the notes and drafted award letter. However, the contract is dated, the entire contract that we're talking about is dated 4th December, right?
Okay.
So you have the PPA letter being received by the MD on 3rd. Then you have the MD forwarding the letter on 11th, right?
11th December.
Which a note was done and all of that. But the contract that was signed
was backdated to 4th.
To 5th.
To 5th.
That for Fourth Estate was another big red flag. Then between February 6th, 2025, this is what happened. Evertex then changes official business scope, right? Where Evertex amended its business registration to include audits, which means that they may not have that, sort of power to possibly do audits, revenue assurance, and software solutions. This was 3 months after winning the GACL contract, right? Now, April 2025, this was when Evertex began its work at the airport, where Evertex started operations in Kosaka International Airport. Then GACL had 1,580 staff, including 9 in its audits, risks, and compliance department. So you have Ghana Airport Company having a whole department for audits with about, 9 members there. But Evertex, that won the contract, according to the report, had just won, right? According to the data that they got from the Registrar General and Senate as well, right? So, in fact, this whole thing, they had to they had to actually reach out to the ICAG to confirm whether Evertex had the license to go ahead to do, the audit. And they got the, Fourth Estate got the indication from the ICAG that, well, we have not given them that sort of contract to go ahead. So the whole thing is about a company called Devness who went to possibly meet the board, did a presentation, won, and then Devness was the third party or a private party recommending to Ghana Airport Company that, well, we think that
Evertex is the right company for your job.
Absolutely, and this is what the Fourth Estate is pointing out that, well, no money has been paid yet, but we think that Evertex, which they have proven in their article that is linked to SML, and you have, some of the members and staff of SML also acting as staff at, Evertex. All of this raising big red flags about the contract that was signed between Ghana Airport Company Limited and Evertex.
Thank you so much, Kofi Ejay. Kofi Ejay is our lead research analyst right here at Joy News. Meanwhile, a member of Paul Adomotre's legal team, Lenin Anani Ejay, is pushing back against the conditions set by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, following the formal charging of the former board chairman of the Ghana Airports Company Limited, GACL. Now, Paul Adomotre, speaking on Joy News desk, lawyer Anani Ejay raised concerns about what he described as procedural irregularities, including limited access to his clients, the imposition of stringent bail conditions, and what he suggested may amount to unfair administrative discretion. He further clarified that while the OSP claims Mr. Adomatre has been formally charged, his legal team has not received a charge sheet or seen evidence that formal charges have been read in court. Nothing noted, I beg your pardon, that their client can only be cautioned and interviewed. Now, Lenin Anani Ejay maintains that Mr. Adomatre has fully cooperated with investigators, voluntarily submitted himself to the OSP as well and poses no fight risk, arguing that the bail terms could reflect those realities rather than serve as punitive measures.
Our initial engagement at the office of the special prosecutor, our client was weeks away. Eventually, deep in the night, we discovered it was at one of the national security facilities, but we've still yet to have access to him. However, the team is scheduled to meet the special prosecutor's team this morning, and so we are confident that we would have access to him in good time.
Why do you think you've not really had access since last night? What is at play here? David didn't tell you where he was until you found out that yourself?
Again, I'm unable to say why, but we all know that a suspect or a person who is detained access to his counsel must be unfettered. And for us, the need to know where the suspect or accused is, it's not just a constitutional ordainment, but then it's also the fact that in specific circumstances, people have needs, people have medical needs, others, people have dietary requirements, and so it becomes necessary at all times, while keeping the person to make sure that his welfare and well-being is also well attended to. And so it's rather unfortunate that we've not been able to, contrary to reasonable expectation, but we are confident we would this morning.
Now, while refusing to comment directly on the recent detention of Paul Adom, the special prosecutor responded to reports claiming he owned no landed property. He was addressing members of Parliament's Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, currently touring selected institutions.
Indeed, when we go to court, when we charge people, when we go to court, we don't oppose bail. Other prosecutors, have we ever opposed bail? Last week, Wednesday, I did an agreement in respect of the MPA matter. When it got to bail, I just got up and told leadership that we are not opposed to bail, so we are leaving it in the charge. We don't oppose bail. We do not use bail to punish individuals in this office. What we do is just to secure by law your attendance in respect of the investigations, and if we are minded to take it to court, if we think we have the requisite evidence. So here, when you are, this is to the general public, when you are invited, it's not an invitation. When you are directed to come here as a suspect, mind you, you have to post bail, and that is why in the direction, the communication directive, we tell you that you may come along with counsel of your choice. Immediately you go for counsel of your choice. The person, by his or her training as counsel, knows that if you are being directed to show up as a suspect, you will be required to post bail. I'll come to it.
Moving on, the clock is ticking for MultiChoice Ghana, operators of DSTV, as Communications Minister